Hey gang, Joyce is Skipping Calves Farms here. As you can see, Mama is enjoying a scratch on the peach tree. For the most part, they have not had access to this small area until I guess a couple, 3 weeks ago, and it was really grown up. And they never touched the tree or came back here for the longest time. Then things started getting to dry, and so they started grazing more along the periphery of things. So this is the second time in a couple of days that I've caught Mom scratching against this tree. Well, I really don't want her scratching against my peach trees. She has trees in the back that she can scratch against. She can scratch against that trailer. She can scratch against a number of things, but she likes that peach tree, and as you can see, it's got a branch that's down low that she can scratch across the top of her back. So I don't want her to do any damage to that tree, which if she continues to scratch on it, she will. So what I'm going to do is essentially, I'm going to walk you around the corner here. I'm essentially going to do what I did over here on the inside of the fence. Well, let me, careful, I'm going to be stepping over the fence here. What I did over here for my apple trees. As you can see, they've got step-ins around them, which you may or may not realize is that is just loose old poly wire, not even poly braid. They did chew some limbs off of one tree where I made it a little too close, but they've not rubbed against the trees. They're not going to challenge that braid. Or in this case, polywire. So, with that in mind, that's exactly what I'm planning to do over here. I'll just get some of that old wire, put a 3 or 4 step-ins around it, and wrap a couple of wraps of braid around it so that she can't rub against that tree anymore. She's not going to be real happy with me, so that's okay. It is kind of sort of, I apologize, I didn't have you zoom back out. I apologize, that's kind of sort of the way it goes. Looking down, because I'm always trying to look around and see what's going on. As I look down here, what does that look like? Well, that looks like a pile of dirt and some sheep manure. What is it really? A pile of dirt and some sheep manure. What does it represent? A dung beetle coming in and drilling a hole down and burying some sheep manure, but creating a hole. So even though this soil is still really pretty bad, that dung beetle is nature's way of improving the percolation. So Mom's just coming over here, getting real close, going, "Come on, Mom, don't take my tree away. I like scratching my backside on the tree." And of course, Daughter is not going to be outdone. Daughter is an interesting animal. She's really smart. Mom's smart, but in a real quiet sort of way. Daughter's real smart in kind of a pushy, heads up sort of way. If you watch these two animals, they have a lot of the same perspective. Mom is kind of low-key. Mama's my favorite. Mama's old, just like me. But she's wise. She kind of keeps her eyes and her ears open, even though one of them's floppy. And she's kind of pays attention to what's going on, but she doesn't get all worked up about it. Daughter, on the other hand, is always like a teenager, always getting into trouble, trying to do things in a hurry, and she is what I would call a heads-up sheep. Something catches her attention, her head's up. She's looking around. Mom is always paying attention, but she's just kind of like, okay. It's what do they call it? Situational awareness. Mom has situational awareness without freaking out. And she'll get up, she'll look, she'll identify what it is and go back to grazing. I probably, if those two personalities were in the opposite bodies, I would keep the younger sheep and build my flock based upon her. But because the daughter is kind of flighty and she's got her heads up, I'm not going to include her as part of my breeding stock. Even though that's her mom. Her mom is 11 years old. She gave the former owner 11 sets of twins, and I think 1 set of triplets, perhaps. I'm not sure about that. We'll just call it 11 sets of twins. Both of them are real good natured. He'd still have mama breeding, except her teats gave out, and they didn't want to have to bottle feed the babies. So, and look who we have here, performing for the camera. Are you Miss Lucy? What you doing? You gonna roll around? You just can't stand being not part of the center of attention. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? You want some more attention? Yeah? Okay. Let's give you a little scratching. Let's give you a little scratch. Yeah, she likes to get her ears rubbed. She likes to get her ears rubbed. She likes to get her armpit scratched. Now she just wants to play. Now she just wants to play. Yeah. She's a good cat. She's a really good cat. Okay, well, with that, gang, I guess I will be signing off. You actually know what chore I'm going to be doing next. So, with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream.